United stand. It is Manchester United against Wolves at Old Trafford, and this is the build-up show. We have two new members coming on the United stand today. We have Adam and Mark from JokeTV. So everyone give them a warm welcome. I'm sure a lot of you already know about them already. But guys, thank you for joining us. How are you feeling?
No worries, yeah, very good. Very excited.
Do you know what? I'm actually buzzing, you know. I love the United stand, so thank you very much.
He's been dead nervous, to be fair.
Yeah.
I've been doing all his research.
Yeah. And I knew all about you before you guys came on as well. So much. Like, I'm your number one fan.
Yeah.
Can the viewers expect a lot of jokes?
Oh, so many.
So funny.
It's just going to be constant, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Amazing stuff. We'll get your comments in, guys. Let us know your thoughts. But, I mean, we've got to start off. I know this is Wolves. We are going to talk about Wolves. We're going to talk about Cunha. We're going to talk about how, some of the academy players might be starting today, whether they should start today. But I've got to ask you both about that Lyon game. How crazy. I mean, what were your thoughts on that?
You go first. Do you want to talk about the experience? Or?
I don't think I've ever no-showed, but he was in the office on his own. That was it on Friday. I did not come in. I was just going crazy. And obviously, it's like Mark had a special thing about mentioning like Maguire. Like, what a player, man. Like, for him to just get all this negativity, and come back and score, and all this captaincy stripped off him and that. And then the thing that happened in Mykonos and all that, like, the guy's that's just a leader, that, you know what I mean? Don't
you think it just shows what type of character he is? And for me personally, he might not be the best centre-back in the world. I mean, right now he is.
Yeah, he is.
But when you've got that character, I want someone like that in my squad. Yeah. Like someone who can come through all of that. Because he has had low points at United, but he's always worked hard. He's always shown up, and he's always been the ultimate professional. Yeah. And I think a lot of previous United players could maybe take a leaf out of Harry Maguire's book as well.
Definitely. He's always been vocal as well. Like, he's never shied away from interviews and that. Like, even with that stuff, like I said, for Mykonos and that, he was coming out and head on, you know what I mean?
Proper professional. We did an interview with him on the United stand, and he just speaks so well. And obviously, it's easier to speak when you've just scored a winning goal in that situation.
That must have been a crazy feeling, that. I know. Imagine actually scoring that goal. Like, even the feeling you get as a fan, watching it through a TV or the stadium. Imagine actually being that guy. Like, the amount of like happiness he's just created with his absolute bullet head.
Slabhead, mate.
Yeah, it's crazy that.
Yeah. I think I've watched the replay probably about 14 times at least that night alone.
Honestly, I think I've watched the highlights like 15 times since then. I just cannot stop watching him. It was so good. But it's weird because with Maguire, I remember the time when like we bought him so he could score off like corners and set pieces, and just everything was like, he got called 50p, didn't he? Because everything was just bouncing off and not going in. But he's come up with some serious clutch goals for us.
Remember that one against Chelsea? Was it the equaliser or the winner?
Oh,
where he did that celebration where he did that?
Yeah.
I
remember that. Well, even he's come up with some serious goals for us. I remember even just recently in the cup, I know it was offside. What was it, against Leicester, when he headed it in back stick? I know he didn't end up going through in that, but he's been really good. And for me, this creates predicament, and we will get onto Wolves, we'll get onto the 11. We've got a lot of time, but I wanted to bring this into the show because it creates a predicament for me. Is Dalot, I mean, first of all, how do you think he's settled in
I think
to
he's
United?
Class. I can't think of too many moments where he's stood out as doing something wrong. Do you know what I mean? I think as a defender, like, if you kind of go under the radar, it's not the worst thing ever. I can't think of too many mistakes he's made.
Yeah.
I think he's been solid.
Yeah, he's been quality since he came in, and then obviously Maguire has stepped up while Dalot's been injured. Yeah. Apparently, the rumour is Dalot's going to be back for the semi-final. Yeah. Maguire's obviously just scored like one of those crucial goals he'll ever scored in his career. And I look at it and I'm like, in that back three under Amorim, both Dalot and Maguire play best as the central centre-back with like Mazraoui and Yoro either side. So it's like, who actually starts if you get to Europa League semi-final? Do you have an opinion on that?
Do you know what though? I don't even think it's who starts, it's who plays the full game. Like, I don't think you can take one off and put the other one on. It just disrupts the back line. Like,
I don't know, he does it all the time though, Amorim.
I don't know. I'd just stick with one. Do you know what I mean?
But which one? No, that's the question.
Who would you pick though?
You just said which one, and you just absolutely avoided the question.
Obviously, I'd just go with Maguire.
Because of the recency with that.
Yeah. It's just not even that though. I just trust him.
Maguire will be there. We won't be here if I didn't do what I did, mate. So go and sit on that bench and see how it's done, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go with Maguire.
See, there's some comments coming in saying, stick Maguire up front. And then you can play them both.
Yeah. It reminds me a bit when we used to just stick Fellaini up. Remember when we used to stick him up front just to get some headers? But he's more than that though. When he's at the back, he does look solid. Do you know what I mean?
He does. I thought even in the first half against Lyon, I know the second half, we started to crumble a little bit. And I think a big reason is because Mazraoui came off and he's been so good. But Maguire defensively was really good. It's not just, you know, an attacking threat in the final minutes of the game. He was good the whole game. So get in the comments down below, maybe even run a poll on it. If, you know, you're going into the Europa League semi-final, both are fit, both are ready to play, who'd you play as a central centre-back? Do you go with Maguire or do you go with Dalot? And then some people might say you could play both, but then who moves out? Yoro, Mazraoui?
Would that be his first game back, that Dalot, the semi-final?
It depends if he plays next Sunday.
Is he fit now? Or?
I don't think he's part of the squad, no. I think they're saving him.
You'd probably go with Maguire then, wouldn't you? Because he's obviously been playing. Yeah.
I mean, talking about playing games, rotation today will be absolutely key.
Yeah.
Someone like Maguire, who's so important, I assume is going to drop down to the bench.
Yeah.
If you're Amorim, how are you going about, you know, the starting 11 today?
I think just rest him. You know what I mean? I don't know. Did we find out why Lindelof went at half time?
It was
Lindelof
and Mazraoui both went for separate personal issues, but Lindelof's back to the squad today.
Right, okay.
He'll probably start.
I'd start Lindelof straight away, but rotation's massive. I mean, we played literally on Thursday. That was an intense game, that. Very, very intense. I know that a lot of them will come with energy and be positive and that, but you've got to be resting these players.
I'm just trying to find the squad here for who's come in to the United squad. I'm trying to find it online because I know Aidan Heaven's been injured. He's someone that people have been looked at. A massive, massive shame.
Is it a bad injury, do you know?
No, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. He should be back, but I think he just had a little bit he was back and then he had a little bit of a setback, so he's kind of coming back into it now. So I'm just trying to find that Man United squad. The rumour is that Manchester United centre-back Tyler Fredrickson is set to start for Manchester United today from the academy.
Yeah.
He was on the bench when Erik ten Hag was manager, when we played Real Sociedad in the Europa League, suffered with quite a few injuries. When Dan Gore left, he got moved up to the under-21s. A lot of promise around him, but huge game. You know, Wolves, they've got attacking threat. They've got Strand Larsen, they've got Cunha. Centre-back coming into this game, it's big for him, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be?
Yeah, it's huge.
Especially from the academy. Like, obviously, the Premier League's not massive importance to us now, but if you're a kid coming in and you're making your start, any game's massive.
Yeah.
I think it's a perfect game to give people opportunities as well, though.
I don't think they've lost in 6 games? Wolves.
I have to go and double check
6 games undefeated, I'm pretty sure it is.
Your
research, haven't we?
You've been doing your homework before the game, haven't you?
Practicing speech and in my mirror and everything last night.
No, you are right, you know. You are right. The last 5 games they've got 4 wins and 1 draw. So they are on some good form, and I'm just thinking as well, Cunha today. Been linked to United. He's got a release clause of 62.5 million. He's going to go in the summer. He's going to want to play his absolute heart out today to try and secure a move.
How old is he?
25.
62 million release clause?
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
That's normal money nowadays for a good player, Premier League proven player.
I don't know.
What did we pay for Mount? That was like 60 million, wasn't it?
You think about Hojlund, how much? What, pay 72 million? Yeah, I guess so. And if he's played in the Premier League as well, proven track record, like some of these players that we're getting, they've not been played in the Premier League.
That's what I'm saying, isn't it? Like in the Europa League, we've not lost a game because the team's aren't as physical. Do you know what I mean? Whereas in the Premier League, we're struggling because we've not got them. I can't remember what words you use, but we've not got Premier League players.
100%. I think that's a really good point.
Yeah.
Because not to, bring the mood down a little bit, we're all on a high from the Maguire header, the Lyon win, we're absolutely buzzing. I mean, there's a super chat in the chat right now from Paulson saying Maguire for the Ballon d'Or. If you look at the Premier League table, right, Premier League table, United are in 14th right now on 38 points. Wolves are in 17th place on 35 points. If Wolves beat United today, we'll go on level points with Wolves. We'll be on level points with 17th place Premier League side. That is just above the relegation zone. And the relegation teams, which more than likely you're going to get relegated. Southampton's already relegated. Leicester are going to go down. Ipswich, more than likely, are going to go down. You're then the worst team out of the relegations outside the relegation zone in the whole Premier League. And Southampton, Ipswich and Leicester have come up from the Championship. So you're the worst Premier League side, basically.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's class, that. Yeah, it's class, to be honest. Yeah. But that's why you need these little moments, do you know what I mean? Like that Maguire header. And everyone's going on about Maguire as well, but Mainoo, wow, that was a cold finish, that. And if you notice it properly, he was bouncing when he hit it. Like the control and the accuracy that he's got, he's a smooth guy, mate. He's a smooth criminal.
You just moved on swiftly then, talking about the Premier League. And you're like, now let's talk about this.
But he is smooth though, I'll tell you what. And as well, just come back from injury, he's class him, you know, Mainoo. We need to hold on to him.
100%. There is some like gems in the Manchester United squad, but 17th in the Premier League. Like, do you think sometimes maybe our fans do get carried away with these little moments and you need to look at the bigger picture? You know, we were poor in the Premier League last year. We need to improve our squad to compete 100%. In the Premier League.
Yeah.
Like, if you look going into next season, can this squad compete? It's like saying it's like asking, you know, can Wolves next season compete for top 4? Yeah. Can West Ham compete for top 4? You know, these are the teams like that are towards where the position that we're in, and you look at it and you think you need big investment.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think we need to sign loads of like superstar players either, though. I think we just need to get people who fit Amorim's system. I think we was saying about like an Osimhen, like we clearly need a striker, we need a midfielder. I think we need a lot of players, don't we? Really. I don't think I think next season is challenging for the top 4, but realistically going for the Premier League, I think it's a good few years off, innit?
Yeah.
100%. But like you said, there are, you know, them gems there. Kobbie Mainoo. I feel like people are starting to underestimate him.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Like, there was
talk fell off the radar a bit, didn't it?
Because he got injured and because maybe he wasn't adapting to Amorim's system straight away. But he's so obvious how talented he is.
Yeah, he's
like,
unbelievable.
Super talented. Like, to even stick that goal in that situation.
That was crazy.
The pressure to touch it and then, you know, stick it bottom corner. And he's done that sort of finish.
Yeah.
Like, quite a few times before in important games. He's done it against Liverpool. You know, he scored in the FA Cup final against City. And there's talk that Manchester United, you know, would consider offers for him in the summer. What are your thoughts on that?
That's just crazy to me. Like, that is a player that you need. That's a player that you build a team around. Like, he's got that quality. You know what I mean? And I think, like, obviously some of these kids in that right now, like, we see a little glimpse of talent and they're not getting integrated at all. Like, we're just going boom, slamming them on. They get built on a pedestal and just get too much pressure and they crumble. But Mainoo, is a guy that I see, he will not crumble.
Nah,
you can see
tell, can't you? His whole demeanour and everything, the way he speaks, he's so chilled.
Yeah.
20 years old as well.
He knows he's sick. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. He knows it. Yeah.
You need that though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he'll start playing a bit further up as well now. Like, I think he's kind of proved it. Like, we've been struggling for goals, and he's a serious goal threat, isn't he? Like, he's a midfielder who will actually contribute to scoring goals. You can think of loads, can't you? You can think of that goal against Liverpool, obviously the FA Cup final. Last night, he does score in big moments, and we actually need players like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We've not got a lot of people like that, so hopefully, if he can stay fit, he's going to take that spot, the midfield spot, surely.
Would you start him today?
No. I'd probably stick him on for 20 minutes.
Did he start against Lyon?
No, he came on off the bench.
He came on.
Maybe then. Maybe
he might need
give him
the
an
minutes.
hour. Exactly, yeah. Maybe give him an hour or something.
Do you remember his last goal against Wolves as well?
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
4-3.
No. Do you remember?
Oh, yes, I do. And he stuck it between his legs and that. Yeah,
I was in the pub with my dad, fuming because it was 3-3, and then Mainoo came on.
Because Neto went up one end, and then Mainoo just absolutely came up with a good finish.
That blew him up, that goal, didn't it?
Yeah.
He was already building a name for himself, but after that goal, that was crazy. That.
If there's talk about Manchester United will need to sell, maybe not if we win the Europa League and we get into the Champions League. Talk about offers maybe being considered for Garnacho. What are your stances on Garnacho? Would you sell him if the right offer came in? Would you want to keep him? Like, what are your thoughts on him?
I loved him at the start, you know. I loved him.
Coming back as well, mate.
I can, but
I won't sell him, mate,
I think that I don't know. I think he's got a massive ego. Put it that way. It's massive, but he does play for one of the biggest clubs in the world, and I get it. And he's talented. He's done an overhead he's singing Viva Garnacho, so I get it. But he needs to go back to the drawing board and just work hard, and his final product, he just needs to pass more, man.
No, but would you sell him though? Say if we got offered 60 million.
What if I sat you down and said, look, if we're going to get players in, we have to sell either Mainoo or Garnacho for money.
Yeah.
They're two of the academy players.
It'd be Garnacho above
I'd
Mainoo,
sell Garnacho.
Yeah. I think, you know what, if we brought someone in though and Garnacho had to earn his place, like he's playing now because there's no one else to play there. Do you know what I mean? If we were to bring in another forward to challenge Garnacho, his whole mindset would have to change.
I agree with that.
And it'd take pressure off him as well. Do you know what I mean?
It's true. There's too much pressure on him.
Yeah.
There's too much pressure on a lot of these kids.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Even Hojlund's like, he should not be playing week in, week out and relying on a player like Hojlund to get all of our goals. You know what I mean? We're Man United, like we need a Harry Kane, we need an Osimhen, we need a proven striker who's going to go in there and demand respect straight away.
I agree, and I found myself in a situation with Garnacho. I loved him under Ten Hag. Since this season, I've been really disappointed in him, to be honest with you. Like you said, just not making the right decision, not passing, end product, and I just feel like he should be doing more for the amount of games he's played for United. I know he's still young, but he's got a lot of experience. However, I do keep seeing glimpses. I thought in the Lyon game he had a really good performance.
That was unbelievable. That touch and Bruno passed it across the touch. Yeah, that was crazy.
You can see glimpses in him. So I think Amorim is trying to do that. Take him back to the drawing board, not getting him. Not getting his ego too big and saying, like, you have to earn your place to start for this club. But it's hard when the only fit attackers we've got are Hojlund and Garnacho, because you're automatically going to play. Like, if Ahmad was fit, he'd probably be on the bench most games, but he's not. So he's in this position where he can kind of, maybe sometimes, be greedy, make the wrong decision.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get punished by being on the bench next game because there's no other option.
Yeah, I think with Garnacho, like, say he has got an ego, but he definitely wants it. And he does play his heart out as well. Like, it's rare, like, not being negative with Rashford, your team walking about and stuff like that, whereas you've not heard any noise about Garnacho, like, he's not trying, like, he has got the ego, but he clearly wants it.
He gives absolutely everything on the pitch, and he works hard defensively. That is the bit of a difference.
It's not down to a lack of effort. Like with Rashford, it felt like it was right. You don't want it enough. I don't think that's a problem with Garnacho. I just think it must be a confidence thing or a psychological thing.
I don't think it's confidence.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
I think it's just him trying to be too big too quickly. To be honest with you, you got to think about the team as well. And maybe I actually think he might think he's better than what he is right now, and he needs to do a lot more. But just I'm not going to touch much on Rashford because obviously he's not a United player anymore at the moment anyway. But that's what I meant when I was talking about Maguire at the start of the show. Rashford should have took a leaf out of Maguire's book. He came through a lot of adversity. He's come out the other side because he just worked relentlessly hard, and I think that's credit to Maguire. But when you talk about the team today, in goal, would you go Onana, Bayindir, or would you maybe give another keeper a run out?
Personally,
I'd stick with Onana.
Would you?
If he's planning to play him in the semi-final, you've got to keep his confidence up. Do you know what I will say on Onana?
I know what you're going to say.
Why was he celebrating in front of their fans when we was 1-0 up?
Yeah.
Oh, don't.
I've seen him, and I went, oh wow, that's in front of the away fans. What was he thinking?
I am not even joking, that guy continues to boggle me. I thought he actually had a good performance against Lyon the second time round, but I was watching him, he was giving it to Lyon fans all game. I was like, what is wrong with you? Just play your game. Just play your game.
So we were at the stadium, so when you was at the stadium, was he constantly just, because obviously the camera's not going to be on him all the time, was he just giving him all the time?
Basically when United were, quite up comfortably, he was celebrating in front of him and everything. And then even at the end, he was doing it again. And it's like, I know when Maguire scored the header, we definitely won. 100%. But I just kept thinking, just stick to your job, because if you make a howler now or make a mistake like you have in the first leg, you're going to look like a right idiot. But
to be honest, I thought he could have got there though. When the ball went behind the line, I thought he could have got there, And if he would have put that and saved it, it's straight into danger again.
Yeah.
Do you know, when I was in Lyon as well, I don't know if you've seen this on the TV, but he came out like half an hour before the game and just started like circling around the pitch, and the fans were all booing him, obviously because of his comments, around Matic and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was just smiling, laughing. And it's like, how can you do that and then just go and drop a stinker? But he did, I wouldn't say make up for it, but he had a solid performance the second time round. But like you said, it's just, do you know what? I think with him, it's just the quickness of getting down. Like the low shots are what stumps him a lot. And then obviously the way he parries it out back into danger. To be fair, in the second leg, I do think he parried one to the side when usually he'd parry it back in. So improvements, slowly but surely. Are you on the team where you think we need a new keeper in the summer?
Yeah, I think it's factual, like we do, don't we? If he's costing us points and literally losing us games, yeah, definitely, we need one. I actually like him as well, like, I'd love him to do well, but he's not going to be a number 2, is he? He's not going to step back and let someone else take. But I think, we need a new keeper.
He's a bit erratic. Yeah. He's a bit erratic. You never know what you're going to get with him. Whereas even Bayern, like, it's his presence in goal, don't you think? He just looks massive when he's in goal. Like, I don't know why, he just looks sturdy.
Would you prefer Bayern in then, overall?
Well, I've not seen enough of him to make.
Yeah. We started a career mode, didn't we, on FIFA? By the way, we are the best duo on FIFA ever. But if anyone wants to come at us, let us know.
I'll smash you up.
But that's the first thing we did. We just went, Onana, Bayern straight in.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first thing we did.
Interested. I mean, like you said, Adam, I've just not seen enough of Bayern.
That's why it'd be good to start him today, to see
a little bit more of him. That's a good shout. That's a good shout. Stefano Salama has put a super chat and said there's too much pressure on Garnacho to provide because we don't have enough creators. And Mike Rochburn says if we sell Garnacho, Rashford and Kobbie, we will raise 150 million plus. I get, like, you know, the thought process behind getting money in, but I'm sorry, if someone even offered me, 100 million for Kobbie, I wouldn't be selling him. No chance. Garnacho and Rashford, there's a price, especially with Rashford for me.
Yeah.
But Kobbie Mainoo, he's off the table. That's just my opinion.
Do you think there's a way back for Rashford? Do you think there's a chance he could come back and be a United player? Or?
Not in my eyes.
No.
Like, when he was playing for Villa against PSG, did you watch that game?
Yeah, it was weird to see him sprinting around, like, pressing the keeper and that.
Honestly, he looked like, like he was giving everything.
Yeah.
And I turned to him, I was watching it at the time with my dad, and I was like, cannot remember the last time he did that for United. Yeah. And my dad said probably a Champions League game where, all eyes are on him.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't just decide to turn up and do it in the big moments. Yeah. But I was actually frustrated Emery took him off because I thought he looked dangerous.
Yeah.
And I was wanting him to score the winner. I was wanting him to do well because I want Rashford to do well. We've, especially me, like, I've grown up with him there and stuff. But I just think that's chapter at United. I just don't think it's repairable.
It's mad though, isn't it? Like, say if Rashford never played for United and he was at Villa now, we'd definitely be getting linked with him. We'd all be looking at Rashford going, oh, he'd be sick for United. Do you know what I mean?
I saw a little TikTok go around that somebody made outside the ground at Villa Park, and they were asking Villa fans if you could only keep one, either Asensio or Rashford, in the summer, who would you keep? And I'm not joking, like 90% said Asensio.
Yeah, he's been class though, to be fair. But
he has.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is, like, when he was at United, everyone was saying, Rashford's our best player. He's our star player. He's not even Villa's star player, and Villa are way better than us right now, so we can't really say much. But he's not a nailed-on starter for Villa.
Yeah.
You'd want United's best player to be a nailed-on starter for Villa, but he's just not. I think he's super talented. I just don't think he's used his talent to the best of what he could have done.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
And when the manager doesn't really, like, let's be honest, Amorim doesn't obviously agree with the way he goes about things, which is why he got rid of him. So you got to back the manager over a player, I think.
I think he'll do well at, like, in a different league, to be fair, Rashford. You can imagine him tearing it up at like PSG or Barca. But I can't see him coming back.
I'm sorry, like, who does he start over for PSG?
Yeah, it's true.
They've got great forwards. They've got Kvaratskhelia. They've got Dembele.
Yeah.
They've got Barcola. They've got Doué. Like, they've got great wingers. He doesn't start for him.
Yeah.
And then Barcelona, you've got Yamal and Rafinha.
Yeah.
I don't think
he's not playing there. I don't think.
It's not just that though. Like, you got to think about he is a bit of a brand as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. So you got to think about PSG. When they're buying, they buy pretty strategically.
They've stopped doing that now, though.
It's still PSG though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're still going to continue to do it. Their shirt sales are huge. Like, they care about that a lot. And he is a bit of a brand, so maybe they're thinking that as well.
Yeah.
Potentially. Would you have him back or not?
No. If it was a yes or no, I could go around the houses, but yeah, I'd say no, to be fair.
I think
Yeah. I don't know. It's a bit of bad blood there, isn't there? You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's never worked really when players have come back. Like, didn't really work with Ronaldo, did it? And I just think I don't know. I think there's just too much gone on. I think there's too much bad blood with the fans as well. Like, but don't get me wrong though. I think some fans, was just proper negative about it. Like when we had like Cunha, who was just like this massive player and he was a big massive character. We had David Beckham. He was starting his own brand, clothing, blah blah blah. Rashford was just wearing like clothes what he wanted to wear, and people were just on his back. Why is he wearing that? Why is he wearing that? Why is he going there? What's he doing? It's like everyone was just hating on him too much, you know.
I agree with that, but also Beckham and Cantona delivered every week. Like when Rashford's not delivering and he's missing training because he's out in Belfast and stuff like that, fans are going to get annoyed and they're going to start nitpicking. I do think though, I agree that he got way more attention than anybody else. Like people be like, why is he wearing a chain? It's like, what has that got to do with anything? What has that got to do with anything? The main things I'm bothered about is, are you in training on time? Are you training hard? Are you running the maximum amount you can in a game? And he wasn't doing 3 of them. The stuff off the pitch, I don't care. Honestly, did not care what he was doing. Just turn up for United.
Do the bare minimum.
Yeah, that Belfast thing was crazy. I don't remember when that dropped. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Ket Shield says, you guys undermine Rashford. He starts for every team all day. Well,
he's not starting for Villa though, is he?
That's what I mean. Like he probably would start for United. Like Rashford, most people know Rashford. Like just at the heart of it, he's very, very talented. But it's like he just doesn't do enough with it. You've got to do everything else to get you to the place you want to be. And I don't think he's utilised his talent as much as he should have done to get to where he could have got. It's again for me potential that's kind of been a bit wasted. But anyway, looking at the squad today, so the goalkeepers in the squad are Onana, me and Heaton. So these are the players that are pictured. I don't know if Binder's there or not, but he's not been pictured there. Defenders, Dalot, Armas, Lindelof, Evans is back. Maguire, Dorgu, Fredrickson, Yoro, Mazraoui. Midfielders, Eriksen, Casemiro, Bruno, Mount, Ugarte. Attackers, Hojlund and Garnacho. So I don't think Cheeto has been spotted as of yet, but there are probably going to be more players coming out potentially. I'm not sure. We'll see. But you said you'd want Binder in goal just to see him, and I think that's a valid reason. Back three wise, I won't ask you maybe who would start, but who'd be definitely looking to rest.
Yeah, I think Maguire.
Yeah.
Yoro.
Yeah, Yoro, 100%. Probably even Dalot, you know.
Yeah, and that's a good shout, to be fair.
Yeah. Dalot was there to the end, weren't he?
Yeah, he plays every minute, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Every single minute.
Yeah.
Dalot was very emotional at the end of that game.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I seen that, you know, when he was pushing the camera away.
Yeah.
It was a big moment though. It's Europa, but to win in that fashion, that's a big game. That's a big moment.
Do you know what it is as well with Dalot? Is I know he gets a lot of stick because he has been quite inconsistent this season. Every time I'm at Carrington, he's the first out to training. Every single time. Whenever they come to games at Old Trafford, he's the first one here, signing everyone's stuff, taking pictures with the fans. His attitude is absolutely dead on.
Yeah. Well, Ronaldo said that in his interview, didn't he?
Yeah.
He said Dalot's one of the only players.
What did he say now?
But did he say
Said Casemiro.
He's been inconsistent. He's been playing out of position for the past year. He's been playing left back.
When he's gone to right back over the last 3 games, well not 3, maybe a few games.
He looks well better.
Miles better, doesn't he? Miles better. Dorgu, new signing, he's been coming in left wing back. He's had a bit of mixed reviews. What are your thoughts on him?
I think, I don't know, he's been average, but I don't think he was supposed to be playing now. I don't think he was bought for now. I think he's doing all right. Do you know what I mean? You see some glimpses of him where you think, he's got the overlapping run. Do you know what I mean? He's getting his balls into the box. I don't know. Yeah, he's all right, to be fair. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I think we need a left back. We can't rely on Luke Shaw. Amas is too young to say if he's going to be the left back, and I don't think Dorgu could be the start. I don't think we can rely on him being the best left back for United.
So is Mlassi going to come back then?
I think the news is that PSV, where he's at right now, isn't going to buy him permanently. So he will come back, but I'm assuming he'll go again.
Has he not been playing there? Do you know? Or?
I think he has played, but not.
He's not their first choice.
I'd have to go back through and have a complete look, but all I know is that they are going to send him back. They're not going to buy him permanently.
Yeah.
See, I do like Malacia. I actually do.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Probably the only United fan that I know that does.
I know. But he's got good energy. But yeah, I do like Dorgu though. Back to that, I do. I think he's got good energy as well. And his crosses, he does get some decent crosses in the box as well. That's what we've been missing.
Shot either, is he?
Yeah. Oh mate, I remember the first game. He was just absolutely smacking us. Like, yeah, he's got some confidence in him.
Yeah,
I think one for the future though, really. Yeah, than right now.
Yeah, so you'd say we need to probably go for another left back.
If Luke Shaw was fit all the time, we'd have no issues. Like, he's class, but it's clear we can't rely on him.
Nah,
we were saying before, Bruno's made more appearances than Luke Shaw already, and I think Luke Shaw's been at the club for like 3 or 4 years longer, and Bruno's made more appearances.
6 years longer, I'm pretty sure.
6 is it?
Bruno came in 2020 and Luke Shaw came in 2014.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, and he's already made more appearances than him. So.
It's absolutely wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cody W said, Garnacho makes Hojlund and Dorgu look bad. Selfish. Oh, you know what? Let's talk about Rasmus Hojlund.
Yeah.
He has had a lot of stick this season, and I think when you're wearing the number 9 for United and you're not scoring goals, that's going to come. It's part and parcel, and I think Rasmus will know that himself. Xerxes seemed to have stepped up. Then he
was looking class, wasn't he, to be fair.
Then he got injured, but what are your thoughts on Rasmus Hojlund? Do you think he's someone that maybe needs a loan? Would you sell him? Like, what are your feelings towards him?
I think at the start, everyone was saying it's not his fault, like he's not getting service, do you know what I mean? And then it was like even little half chances, he was just bagging him, weren't he? He was just bagging him for fun. Like tiny little chances. And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, well, obviously he's not getting the service, and all of a sudden it starts swinging the other way. Then it's like, right, he's getting a bit of service now, he needs to start delivering. So it's kind of swung the other way. But like I said, he is young, like he's not meant to be carrying Manchester United on his shoulders as a number 9. Like that's just crazy. It's just crazy. Do
you think it's the club's fault then for over promoting him, giving him the number 9?
Yeah, 100%. So. We need, like I said again, we need a Kane. You know what I mean? We need an Osman.
If he was the backup striker, it'd be completely different. Do you know what I mean? If we were starting an Osman or a Kane and bringing Hojlund on for these type of games or bringing him off the bench, I think he'd be a better player for it. Because apart from scoring goals, like his general gameplay is actually class. Do you know what I mean? I think he makes a lot of space for the other people. If you look at a few goals from the Lyon game, like if he weren't there making them runs, we wouldn't have scored. But he scored like 1 goal in like 20 odd games or something like that.
Well, he hadn't scored for, I think it was like 23 games, and he scored against Leicester and he's not scored since, so I would say so.
Yeah. There's no excuses for that, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think he gets the service, but at the same time, he's just not offering enough as a number 9. Yeah. If the rumour is he starts today against Wolves,
was going to have to, isn't it?
Well, how do you feel about that? Because Chido Obi is there. You know, he came on against Fulham, looked dangerous. I'm a little bit cautious about this because my opinion on the matter is, if he does start, I'm stuck between two sort of situations here. First one is I get it because, you know, confidence, and he's the only striker we have. You know, play him, get goals. I get that. But last time we did this, you know, Newcastle, played Xerxes, he got injured. Yeah. Like, if Hojlund gets injured today, we've got no one to play Europa League games up front.
Then Maguire would be up front.
Yeah, literally. So it's like, even though Hojlund's been, like, he's not been scoring anywhere near enough goals, I think his overall performance against Lyon was actually much improved. Link-up play, you know, making runs, etc. It's like, you do at least need a striker in your squad. Yeah. So I'd be playing Chido today, personally.
Yeah.
That's a big thing, though, that, like you said, his link-up play. That's where Xerxes was coming in. He looked cold, like the way that he can hold the ball for time and then link different people. I don't really think Hojlund's got that in his locker, you know. And I think we're going to struggle with Lyon if we need someone to hold the ball up. Especially with Garnacho, he doesn't hold the ball up well. Yeah. You know what I mean? So who else have we got, really, to hold the ball up?
It's true.
But I did like Bruno. Bruno was straight up top, weren't he, for Lyon? Yeah. He started up top. Maybe that might be an option. Bruno up top again.
You need him in midfield, though, don't you? Like, he's the only one who creates anything. If you've got him up front, who's going to be creating anything?
But that first half, though, that was a very good first half. We created a lot of chances. Yeah. You know what I mean?
He doesn't stay up top either, though, does he? Like.
Yeah, he does come back. Yeah. And I thought he was going to be quite defensive when I seen Ugarte and Casemiro. I was like, oh, here we go. But to be fair, like they did, especially Garty. You know what I mean? He was pushing up quite a lot, weren't he?
Yeah, Kobbie Mainoo, obviously he played false 9 against Forest, I think it was.
Yeah.
Before he got injured, and then he came on as the number 9 the other night as well, before Harry Maguire went straight up there. It's what's mad to me. My brother texted me actually at the time, and he was like, "Hojlund's played the whole game, not scored. He's come off, and then the 2 number 9s after that both scored in Kobbie and Harry Maguire."
Yeah, that's crazy. I
didn't know Mainoo went up front though. Actually, to be fair, I didn't know he'd come on as a 9.
No, yeah, he went right up front, and do you know what? I kind of get it, because he's so good technically. The ball can kind of stick to him. It gives you a bit of an outlet. But again, long-term solution. We need someone. If you were, you United fans, you're looking. United signed a striker in the summer. Who would you want that to be?
I think Osimhen's probably the obvious one. Yeah, but if it was anyone realistic, I'd probably say Osimhen, to be fair. Yeah, he's fast, he's strong, he can finish. He's only like, how old is he, like 26, 27, something like that?
Yeah, I think he's 26.
Yeah, so we're not buying someone for the future, which we keep doing. We keep buying these, like, Hojlunds for 70 odd million, saying, oh, they've got potential, like, he's a ready-made striker. I think that's what we need.
Joketelevision.
Yeah, that's
Sporting, you know what I mean? He's been bagging him. Obviously, Ruben seems to like him, so...
He's been with Arsenal now, though, isn't he?
That's what I mean. Yeah, apparently speaking to Arsenal as well. Yeah, they're one striker away from being unreal. Like their performance against Real Madrid was naughty. Yeah. Declan Rice. What a player he is. I
think we'll be going for the same strikers as Arsenal.
Yeah,
I think they've got the same problem as us. They need a striker. I think we'll be competing with Arsenal for the striker. I think they'll be after Osimhen and the Joketelevision.
Yeah, well, City have got Marmoush as well. He looks quality.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing though. Who's going to win that race? Arsenal or United?
I think winning the Europa will have an impact on that. Like if you're a player coming to play for Arsenal or United, you're looking thinking, right, well, are they playing in the Champions League? Do you know what I mean? And mate, Arsenal could even win the Champions League though.
Yeah,
like they look sick.
Yeah, it's one of them. If you was, say, Joketelevision, if you was like, right, do you want to play for United or do you want to play for Arsenal? You can go, Arsenal have got this, Arsenal have got that, blah, blah, but then it's like, but we're United.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
we are
you've
United.
always got that.
But it's like, Arsenal, we're the next Arsenal, bro. Like, we've not won anything in time. Granted, yeah, we have won bits here and
we're
there.
going to win the Europa League as well.
Arsenal have already got the amazing stadium, you know what I mean? Now they've got like a manager who's been there for quite a while. He's built his team. They've got a style of play. So it's like, do you know what? I can come in.
It's definitely a safer bet.
Do you know what I mean? It's a safe bet, bro. Like, what player can you come in apart from Bruno now? Yeah, who's been like, oh, he's been a success since he's come in, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
Well, this is the thing as well. It's like we were just speaking before. There's a possibility that United finish 17th.
Yeah.
If you're a player, where are you going? Like, I know we're going to be in the Champions League. Well, if we win the Europa League, it's all ifs and buts. But it's like, you want to do well in the league as well. Arsenal, like you said, are in touching distance of winning big, I think. And you had that that striker spot's wide open for someone to come in and start. So as much as I would want Joketelevision, I would want Osimhen, money-wise and like competition, you start to think, is it going to be possible? I mean, I hope it is. I really hope it is.
It depends if we win it. Depends if we win Europa. What is it, like 100
90 million.
90 million?
Yeah.
And we start to get rid of some of these wages as well. We'll be in a decent position.
Yeah.
We'll talk about getting rid of wages. I want to talk about this and getting your comments in down below. Casemiro.
Yeah.
Interesting one.
Yeah.
Everyone thought he was done.
I know,
At United. Everyone thought he was done. I thought he was done. Last few games, starting to show a bit, especially in that Lyon game.
Yeah, he was involved in.
He rolled back the years, didn't he? There, especially the last. Yeah. Do you know he played for what was it? 120 minutes as well.
And how old is he now? Like 30,
31, 32, something like that.
Yeah. It's his challenges as well, though. Like I don't know how he gets, but you got to think about it though. 300 grand a week.
Yeah, I know.
300 grand a week. You know that is a lot. You know.
He doesn't want to go though, does he? Why would he want to go? If you're on 300 grand a week, you're at United.
I know he doesn't.
Yeah.
But my question is, if you had the opportunity to move him on in the summer, would you, or would you keep him for another year?
I'd get rid.
I'd probably get rid of him. Yeah, just for the wages. So we need to build a team, don't we?
Get in the chat down below what you would do. Just a bit of breaking news coming from Sam C Reports, who actually reports and stuff for the United stand. He has said Bruno is on the bench, he's told. So Bruno has been rested in today's game. That'd be absolutely massive if Bruno didn't play. Are you in agreement with that? The captain of the team on the bench? He seems to be a robot. I mean, he plays every minute of every game.
Does he? But maybe it'll do him good.
Yeah, and he'll probably want to play as well, to be honest. He seems like that sort of player who'll want to be involved every single game, but he can't.
He'll probably be starting Mount, won't he?
Well, we don't know yet, but that was my next question. Do you think Mount will come in, start in his absence? Mount hasn't started for United yet since he came back from injury. We know he's, very he's made of glass, so you don't want to push him too far. But he is going to need a start sooner or later.
Yeah, I think he could do all right. And Amorim seems to love him as well. Like every time he's asked about Mason Mount, Amorim's like all over it. I think, we need to see what he's actually made of. He's not really had how many games has he probably played under Amorim? Mason Mount, probably a handful. Yeah,
I'd probably say, I don't think you could, I think maybe, he's under 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Under 10.
He needs a chance to get into it, so, I'd happily start Mason Mount.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Big game for him. And this is what I've said about Mason Mount, and he's come under a lot of criticism from United fans. And it's like, I get it, because he's been super injury prone, and I know we paid quite a bit of money for him, considering he only had a year left on his contract. So we feel like Phil done over there. He still doesn't feel like a United player to me fully. He still feels like the Chelsea player.
Everyone keeps saying that, innit? He's the Chelsea player. It's true though. It's true.
But I do think ability-wise, he's one. I think he gets into the front three if he's he's actually playing at his best.
Yeah,
100%. He's a good player. He's just injured too much. So if he can stay fit, I think this is what I mean. Like things can change so quickly in football. He's probably labelled, one of the worst number 7s at United.
Yeah.
But if he can stay fit, there's an opportunity. He plays Europa League final. Imagine if he scores, wins us it. Then you go down history. Yeah. So things can change very quickly.
He was Chelsea's best player, weren't he? I think he scored more goals than anyone, more assists, more minutes, all the main stats. We literally got Chelsea's best player. But maybe
the thing is though, what I always think, and actually this is more of a question: what's his best attribute, really? Yeah. Like if you look at Mainoo, he's cold at dribbling, he's amazing at passing, he's got
brilliant
good
first touch.
Yeah, brilliant first touch. Do you know what I mean? What's Mason's best attribute?
Yeah,
that's a good question actually.
What is it? Because what I can see when he comes on, he's a bit of a workhorse.
Yeah,
and he runs around a lot, but. Is that an attribute, really? Can that be your best attribute, running around? Weghorst was good at running around. Do you know what I mean? I'm good at running around. Well, I'm not.
No.
I'm not. I'll run around for a little bit.
Yeah.
I think his pressing's good. I think, like you said, his work rate's fantastic, but you need more. But I do actually think he's technically very good.
Yeah.
His set piece, obviously I know he's not Adam at United because Bruno's always on him, but his set pieces are good, his crossing's good. He's technically good on the ball. I think.
Yeah.
We've just not seen enough of it. It's hard when you've not got to run games.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's a question. I can't. I'm not. I think
it's a good. I think it's a very good question though. Very good question. Today though, if he gets a start, it's a good opportunity to show it, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
But then again, you've also got to think: is he starting with the best team? If you're wanting to make a good impression, it's I want to start with Bruno, I want to start with Ugarte, I want to start with Mainoo, I want to start with the good ones, do you know what I mean? But can't make that excuse, I suppose.
And he's got experience though as well, he's an experienced player, he's won the Champions League, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So he needs to can get broad-shouldered and say, I'm playing with these kids, but I'm Mason Mount, number 7 for Man United,
Yeah, he could be the guy.
Mount, Xerxes and Casemiro, I think, are the only players that have won the Champions League in the United squad. So
Xerxes?
He didn't really play, but with Bayern, he was part of the squad.
Ah, right, okay.
So
I was thinking then, what?
Yeah.
Did he even get a medal?
I think so, yeah. But I don't think I don't know if he even played a minute.
For Bayern Munich.
Yeah, I didn't know. The ones who have actually played and won it, Mount and Casemiro.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, Casemiro goes without saying.
5 times, isn't it?
Insane.
Yeah.
Shah has actually said Cassie good at Europa. For Premier League / Champions League, he doesn't have the pace. I agree with that. I think a lot of players we have are good in European games, but just aren't fitted to the Premier League. And do you think that's because we haven't bought enough Premier League players throughout the years?
We've just been going into the Dutch market, haven't we? Literally everyone we get is just from the Dutch league. I think we need to start buying Premier League players, Yeah,
that was always the case of Alex Ferguson, innit? He said if it doesn't matter what league, but you go for the best person in that league. Do you know what I mean? There's been so many players that we could have got Like from this, I can't believe we let Kane slip, man. I reckon that would have been absolutely massive for us, you know.
Yeah.
Huge.
We'd be at least 14th if we got Kane.
At least.
Yeah.
Well, the team is in.
Oh, here we go.
So it's Onana in goal. He starts. We have Lindelof, Mazraoui, and Fredrickson as the back three.
Big up Fredrickson.
Fredrickson is, you know, it's a huge game for him, so really hope he does well there. Your wing backs are Dorgu and Armas. Rumours are that Dorgu will play on the right and Armas will play on the left, because we know Dorgu can play both sides. Your two midfielders are Ugarte and Mainoo.
No way.
And then you have Eriksen and Garnacho and Hojlund up front.
Right.
So Mount still doesn't get his start.
Yeah,
I think they're purely protecting from injuries.
Yeah. Is it the bench? Yeah.
Yeah, so the bench is Heaton, Dalot, Evans, Maguire, Yoro, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Mount and Obi. Chido Obi's on the bench.
That surprises me.
What? Mazraoui? Was Mazraoui?
Mazraoui's playing, yeah.
Oh, he's playing, right,
Yeah.
okay, right.
So you're back. So it's Onana in goal, back three of Lindelof, who's captaining the Man United side, by the way, with Mazraoui and Fredrickson, and then you've got Dorgu, Armas, Mainoo, Ugarte, Garnacho, Eriksen, and Hojlund is your starting 11.
Yeah.
What are your initial reactions to that? Get your comments in the chat as well. What are your initial reactions to the Manchester United side?
I'm looking forward to seeing Mainoo. Definitely looking forward to seeing Mainoo from the start.
I'm thinking about Eriksen, me.
Yeah.
That's what's in my head, you know. I don't know how. It's going to be a fast game. It's going to be a fast-paced game, you know.
The thing is, Eriksen, he started against Newcastle, didn't he? He was a bit of a ghost. Yeah. He's going to start again today. He's got to start games like this. You know, he's on like, what, nearly 200 grand a week.
Yeah.
I know he's leaving in the summer. I get why people maybe don't want to see him, because they know what he can offer and he is going to go.
I did not know he was on 200 grand a week.
No. Yeah.
200 grand?
Yeah. If you can't play in games like this, you've got to play him. Yeah, especially when people like Bruno need resting and stuff, and Mount, you protect him from injury.
Yeah.
So he is going to play. And people just laughing at the fact Lindelof's captain. He's Sweden's captain, to be fair, but the fact that Lindelof's like captain in United Premier League game in 2025 is crazy. Yeah, just shows how much we need to move certain players on.
Yeah. It wouldn't be happening though if that didn't happen in Europa. It's all about this Europa, innit? You know what I mean? And he said that Amarin's come out and said it anyway. He's going to play the kids. Yeah. But is there a lot of kids in there?
Do you know what I've just noticed? Luke Shaw isn't even on the bench.
I bet he's injured, isn't he?
Apparently he's rested, but suspect to me.
Yeah. Rested? Come on for about 4 minutes.
I bet he played quite a bit, didn't he? Because he came on at half time and then we went to extra time.
Yeah. I
bet he's got a setback, I bet you.
I do like Luke Shaw though. He's unbelievable. He's just injured.
Apparently Luke Shaw has been rested today. No fresh injury setback, just a rest. But you're going to say that.
I know, yeah.
Who said that?
I think it's just been briefed out because multiple journalists have put it out there saying Luke Shaw rested after playing 75 minutes on Thursday, no fitness issue.
That's a lot for him, 75 minutes.
Yeah. Wow, I bet his hamstrings are just as tight as anything.
Yeah, literally cheese strings.
Yeah, genuinely.
Absolute cheese strings.
I thought he was terrible when he played the other night.
Yeah, he weren't great, was he?
Absolutely terrible. He looked like someone who hadn't played football in a long time, which he hasn't. Yeah. And you know, it was weird to me because Luke Shaw's so good. Mm-hmm. He's so good, but he just was terrible when he came on, and I thought...
I think when Luke Shaw got injured, that had a massive impact on Rashford, that, you know, because them two was cold together. Like, they just understood each other, do you know what I mean? And when Luke Shaw started integrating himself out of the team through injury, that's when Rashford just went a bit... Boop.
Maybe Shaw should go to Aston Villa as well.
Tell you what, maybe you should.
Yeah.
Maybe you should. Luca Dean and Maatsen did all right yesterday, but I reckon he could definitely get in. He could definitely get in.
He could do 4 games a season for Villa.
How long has Shaw got in his contract?
That's a good one. I think he's still got a bit of time on it, Luke Shaw, because he renewed it, didn't he, not so long ago. He's contracted to the club until the 30th of June 2027, so 2 more years.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere, is he?
Which is what, if you're United, like, genuinely, what's your thought process? Are you thinking about maybe just terminating his contract early? Because I just don't get how you can have someone around for another 2 years that is never fit.
Yeah, it's pointless, isn't it, really? Yeah.
It's like someone not being on sick leave at the job. How long does sick leave, can it go on for?
Yeah.
Like, can it go on for 2 years? Like, you're paying someone's wage week in, week out who's just never available.
I wonder if you worked out, like, how much he's getting paid per minute. I bet that'd be a crazy stat. If he's getting paid 200 grand a week and he's playing about 17 minutes of football a year, like...
That'd be crazy. Absolutely crazy.
But if he was, like, say, if he was fit, he's, like, that season... Where he was Roberto Carlos. Yeah. You know what I mean? When was that? It's when,
I don't think he's ever getting back to that.
Yeah.
It's been too long.
Yeah.
It was Ten Hag's first season, weren't it?
Yeah.
Ten Hag's first season, that was a long time ago.
That was such a good season as well. Like, I thought... We finished fourth, didn't we?
Third.
Was it third? Yeah. We won the...
Carabao.
Yeah, and I thought, right, next season's going to be class.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just wasn't. I remember when we beat Barcelona, we was in town watching it.
Yeah. Oh, with Anthony.
Yeah, it was Anthony and Fred, weren't it, who scored?
Do you know what's mad to think about that is at the time we were better than Barcelona. Now Barcelona might win the Champions League. They're absolutely insane.
Yeah.
But I think as much as we can look back and think, wow, we've gone downhill and Barcelona have just gone way past us. Like, they'd absolutely spank us now, in my opinion. Yeah. Like, what they're doing under Hansi Flick, they look fantastic. I get it, at the time they didn't have Yamal and, like, you know, they've improved and stuff. But for me, I think it should give United fans a bit of faith that things can change quite quickly.
Yeah.
If you do the right things, you get the right coaching.
Yeah.
Like, they have improved so much. I get we've got worse, but you know, they were in a position in the Europa League the same as us, and now they might go on and win a Champions League. It's not that long ago.
Yeah.
People think with United it's going to take years and years and years, and I think it will.
Yeah.
But if you do the right things, you get the right players in, you have the right coach, things can turn around quicker than you expect.
I think they get good momentum though because they're in the Spanish league, and obviously, do you know what I mean? It's them, Real Madrid, Atletico, you know what I mean? So I think they get that buzz of, they know the feeling of winning, whereas us, we're just struggling in the Premier League as well. Like, that's where it matters for us as well. We're not just like some cup team, do you know what I mean? And obviously, I think it's going to be more of like a Liverpool-Arsenal build rather than a quick fix, do you know what I mean? Especially with this new stadium coming in as well.
Yeah. I mean, big one from the starting 11. By the way, do you think Amorim's got it right? Mix of youth, you know, some kind of, you know, experience in there in Ericsson, Lindelof.
Yeah, got the right idea on it. I would have liked to see Cheeto starting though, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. All I'm going to say is, in today's game, if Hojlund gets injured, and I know he's not everyone's favourite because he's a striker that doesn't score goals, but he's the only striker we've got. If he gets injured, Amorim's got to take responsibility for that. As much as I love Amorim, he has, because Xerxes in Newcastle, a nothing game really, got injured, he's now out for the season, and it was a mistake. That game got us nothing. Yeah. I was sat on the build-up show on that Newcastle game saying, I hope Cheeto starts today, because Newcastle are going to beat us anyway. Whether Hojlund, Xerxes or Obbie start, they're going to beat us because they're better than us, a lot better than us. Don't risk players that we need for the Europa League. Xerxes started and he got injured and we didn't win the game. we got thrashed.
We'd have no one, would we?
This is what I mean. So
Obbie can't play. He's not in the
he's not registered for the Europa League squad. So you know, it could work the other way, where Hojlund could get a goal today, and that's going to be massive for his confidence. Somebody's not scored. I get that. You know, he might not want to chuck Obbie in too soon to wreck his confidence. I understand that. But also, if Hojlund gets injured, you are literally looking at Europa League semi-finals with not an actual striker available, which would just be like unthinkable, really.
Yeah. Just have to go with that false nine, wouldn't you? That's what you'd have to do.
Yeah, you would, but
Maguire.
Harry Maguire.
Do you know what? I absolutely love him. You know,
I would love to see it though. Like, it would actually be funny. Imagine looking at the lineup and just actually seeing Maguire's up front. Like, he might be all right.
We've had a super chat in from Andy Afton saying, "Hi Beth, Ericsson is on 150 grand per week." Yeah, he's probably had a bit of a pay cut because we're not in the Champions League, but his initial contract was nearing it up to 200 grand a week, so he will have had a little bit of a pay cut. Cheeto will get at least 30 to 40 minutes though, says Clive Barnett. I do think he will get minutes, yeah. I think quite a few players will come on off the bench for sure. Tyler Fredrickson though, huge.
Yeah.
Born 23rd of Feb 2005. 2005 is his birth year. He is, you know, risen through the ranks at United, 20 years old. Huge game for him today. Started in that back three.
Yeah.
Obviously, we wish him all the best, but it's exciting, isn't it, that, you know, if a few youth players are getting a chance, and especially Amorim, who his system relies heavily on a back three. We've seen Aidan Heaven come through, who looks really good.
Yeah, he looked class.
I know we bought him in, but he's still young.
Yeah.
You've seen Yoro, who's only 19, like become a regular starter, like one of the, you know...
He's looking good.
Yeah, looking very good. And Kokonki, who's only even, I think, 16, 17, also feature on the bench in the squad quite a lot. And now you've got Tyler Fredrickson coming in and actually starting a game in the Premier League. It's promising for our academy, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. With United's academy, I think it's a fact, isn't it? Like, we've had someone in the academy every single squad for like however many years. It's good how it's still carrying on as well, and it's good to see that Amorim's actually giving these players a chance. Whether they'd be getting a chance if we were still playing for something in the Premier League.
I don't know. They wouldn't be, but still, it's one of them where you got to take your opportunity when it comes.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that Fredrickson, to be fair. So
I've heard a bit about him. Obviously not. I've not managed to watch the youth team as much as I would like. I was watching it a lot when Kobbie and Ghana were in there. But since, you know, we've been covering like, you know, 2 games a week on here, and you've got a lot to do. It's harder to watch the youth as much as I'd like to, but I've heard good things.
Yeah,
they've been killing it apparently.
Yeah, they have. But there's a big step up from there to first team football in the Premier League.
Was he involved in that game where they beat? Was it like Leeds 13-1 or something ridiculous?
I'd have to go and have a look.
13-1.
That's crazy. That
it was crazy. That I think how many? God, there was a goal scorer, I can't remember who it was, who scored so like crazy amount of goals in that game, and then that JJ Gabriel came on and did fantastic. I think he's like 14. He's playing in a game like that, 14, 15, came on and did fantastically well, Do
you remember like some of the stuff we was doing at 14? Guys got United.
We've got some crazy good youth players, but there is that step up to playing first team football, and it's like, for example, there's so much talk about Harry Armas, like technically so good on the ball.
Yeah, he looks good.
When I saw him in pre-season, like quality when he's warming up, even when you see him in training, like just on the ball, he looks quality. But then physically, you know, you've seen Shah go at him the other day, and he is a little lad, and it's like, is he going to be able to match the physicality of what the Premier League demands? I think Amorim clearly thinks he can, because he started playing him now, and I hope he can. I think he's done quite well when he's come in, especially in the current situation that we're in, where things are a little bit shaky. Threw him on against Lyon in a difficult part of the game, and he did well. But what are your thoughts on Harry Armas? Because you look at United now, you've got Harry Armas, who I think's 17, actually just turned 18. You've got Dorgu, who's 20, and then we're signing Diego Leon from South. I can't remember what team it's from again, but he's from the South American League, and he's only 17 years old. He's coming to us in the summer, another left wing back. So that's 3 young, powerful left wing backs that United have got coming through.
Yeah, I think it looks good, that Armas, though, to be fair,
I think it happens at United all the time, though. You see it, like, even Rashford, you know what I mean? Like, pretty lean, and then, you know what I mean? They all get beefed up. Like, he's got a lot of growing to do, you know what I mean? Like, even look what happened to Raphael that time. He come in and he was quite lean, and he just went boomf, you know what I mean? So if he hits the gym, I think he'll be all right.
Yeah. He's small, though, isn't he? Like,
yeah, height-wise.
Yeah. But I don't know about him and Martinez starting at the same time. That might be a bit
on the left-hand side as well.
That might be a bit of a madness, but I don't know. I think he looks good, to be fair. We'll see more today as well.
Interesting stuff. I mean, it'll be nice to see him get a start, because when you look at him in the minutes he's played, it's hard to get rhythm when you're only just coming in for a few minutes here and there. And I was thinking, like, certain times when he's had the ball, I'm thinking, take your man on, get across in the box, and he goes backwards, passes it. I get why he's doing it. He's young, he's just coming to the team. He doesn't want to cause a goal, he doesn't want to lose the ball, but you know, to get your spot in the team, sometimes you've got to take that risk. Sometimes you've got to go out there and show yourself. And when you start in a game like today, you have that opportunity to maybe show your talents a little bit more, because his crossing's really good. He's good at taking people on. Go out there and show it. It's like when Garnacho first came on the scene, he was fearless. Went out there and you know, the fans recepted to it really well. Not everything went to plan, but they were like, here's someone who, you know, take people on, just go at it and just playing without any fear. And you want to see that from the academy players coming in. Go and show yourself and go and earn your spot. Because I think, even though, you know, we've bought Dorgu in, if Armas does well, he could easily get himself into that 11. I don't think Dorgu's done absolutely pulled up trees. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like Dorgu looks good physically. I think he's got potential. I think we're asking too much of him too soon, like we do with a lot of players that come in because we're just buying young. But he's got a few weaknesses as well. If Armas does well, he can definitely compete for that spot. So it'll be exciting to watch him today.
There's not as much pressure on this game either, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but he can kind of, like you say, take more chances this game. Like there's not really much riding on it. The season's already gone in it, so he can try a few things. I
think we've got atmosphere today as well, though. To be fair, in the stadium, so I think we'll really get behind the players, man. It'll be sick.
Yeah, the fans who are massive. They're going to be buzzing off the Lyon result. And they're going to massively get behind this team because they know it's a weakened side. They know there's some young players there that will be desperate to do well. I mean, just looking at the Wolves starting 11, you've got Sarr, Semedo, Bueno, Agbadou. Sorry if I got that name wrong. Agadou. Is everyone seen Golbage's recent song, Agadou? Totti, Aït-Nouri, Andre, Gomez, Cunha, Strand Larsen, like... They've got a strong team out, and straight away the name that pops out to me is Cunha.
Yeah.
I mean, Cunha has just been absolutely phenomenal this season. He's 25, Premier League proven, would fit that number 10 role in Amorim's system really well.
You really like him, innit?
I really rate him.
You were saying before, obviously, that you're excited to see him today.
I am excited to see him in person because I have actually, a couple of friends that are Wolves fans. Don't ask me how. In this footballing community, like you make friends with, and they wax lyrical about him, obviously, because he's fantastic for them. But I've actually managed to watch quite a bit of Wolves this season, and Cunha is the guy. I know he'd come into United and do really well. Yeah. There's question marks about his behaviours and discipline because he's had quite a few red cards. He had a little bit of a to do online with a account on Instagram because he posted something a little bit like, I don't know, what do they call it when you post something that
just a bit like controversial?
Yeah, a bit controversial. You can kind of read into it, but the guy gives everything on the pitch. He cares. He's passionate. I want characters like that. Some people going about Bruno whining. I'm like, I want players that actually give one, actually care about the badge, and they're going to give everything on the pitch. Cunha is that guy, and I was even watching something the other day on Twitter. I mean, don't get me wrong, I already know he's good. It's not as if I'm going to watch a compilation and be like, yeah, sign him. I know he's good. When I watch him for 90 minutes, he's good. But have you seen this thing that's going around online where it's like they clip up a player's last 40 shots, whether they go in or whether they miss or whatever. So there's one going around on Garnacho, and most of them are obviously just weak shots that haven't really led to much. Cole Palmer's one was going around and it wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Like quite, not very I don't know, like clinical in terms of being able to bury your chances. What do United need? They need clinical plays in front of goal. We have opportunities and we don't score. Cunha's last 40 shots, it's insane.
Oh, really?
Like, they're all, not every single one of them have gone in, but they're all brilliant shots that, and how clinical he is exactly what United need in that front line.
We need someone who can score goals, don't we? Because, like you said, we're just literally relying on Bruno. Is Bruno, I'm presuming, the top goal scorer this season? And who's second?
I think it's Garnacho, but I'd have to double check.
And how many has he scored? About 4?
Man United's top goal scorers.
Probably Maguire.
This season, let me have a look. Okay, so
it's
oh no, it's Ahmad. Ahmad's second still, and he's not played.
No.
So top this is just in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Right.
Bruno top with 8, Ahmad on 6, Garnacho on 5, Xerxes on 3.
So bad that, innit?
Yeah.
What about Liverpool? How many there? What do you think theirs is like? You've obviously got Salah.
Yeah.
Just in terms of all competitions this season, Garnacho's second. So top scorers is Bruno with 15, Garnacho with 10, Ahmad with 9.
Yeah, that's
wow.
Pitiful, that, innit?
Yeah.
That's what we need more goal scorers, don't we? So if we can get in a midfielder like Cunha who can actually score as well as his general gameplay, we definitely need someone like that in there. What did you say before? £62.5 million?
Really scores,
Yeah.
We need to win this Europa then, don't we?
Yeah, I know.
Exactly, 100%. You've got Nick James saying priority is striker, right wing back, right mid, centre back, central midfielder. Who are you getting?
So like a full new team then?
Yeah. Right wing back, right mid. I don't know, because we were talking a little bit about, you know, the hype, and he's not in the squad today, but the hype around Camerson.
Yeah.
Young Manchester United player, right back. A lot of people are touting him to maybe, you know, be trialled out in that right wing back spot in the pre-season under Ruben Amorim. And I know we're looking at Kenda, but if you've got players in the youth that can come through, it's something to look at. But if we were going to buy a right wing back in, I'd be all over Frimpong.
Yeah, he looks class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether he'd want to come to us, I don't know.
Everyone will be after Frimpong though. What do you think about Frimpong?
I think he's very specific. I think he's very specific though, because he's so attacking.
Yeah.
Can he play in a right back in a back four? I think he's way more suited to a back five, which not many teams play.
Yeah, it's hard when you actually think about right backs now. How many can you actually name? Like,
it's not just that. Amarim's very specific in it. That he just wants specific players that can do a job that he wants them to do. You know what I mean?
I'm surprised we're not being linked with more Sporting Lisbon players, to be honest. Like, apart from Gyökeres, like when we got Ten Hag, we've been linked with every single.
I don't think they're going to do the same thing twice, are they?
We've not been linked with any of them though.
Yeah, I think they're going to have a lot more say in terms of who they sign now as well. They're not going to give it all to the manager. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that exactly. Like, he was very clear when Arian came in. His label was head coach, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they've got that recruitment team now that are gonna do the main parts of recruiting. Obviously, Amarim's gonna have to sign it off, but you've got Jason Wilcox there that is doing a lot, and Christopher Vivell, and they'll be doing the main bits of scouting and putting these players to Ruben Amorim, and let's see if they can be successful. I mean, there's been a lot of rumours that we're just gonna go for younger players, which, don't get me wrong, I want to build a team for the future, but you need some experience in that team.
Yeah, we need a team now, don't we?
So we keep getting linked to Dalot because he's cheaper than an Osman.
Yeah.
And Delap's good, but it's like, you need experience. That's what Hojlund's lacking.
Yeah. I was listening to that on the United stand when he was just speaking about that, Dalot, and he looks good. He looks like a good player, but we need someone better than that, don't we? Do you know what I mean? It'd be good if you had an Osman and a Dalot, but then having Hojlund and Dalot as the two strikers, I just don't think that's good enough. I really don't. But it's another one where it might be, but it's potential that we need. We keep buying potential. Apart from Casemiro, when was the last time we bought like a ready-made player? I can't think of many.
I can't think of many, you know.
Yeah, like we're always buying potential, but none of them. And how many of them have turned out good?
Yeah, there is still a lot of potential though. Obviously,
no,
we've still got a very young squad. Like obviously Garnacho, Mainoo, they've still got a lot of growing. We've got Amas, Dorgu. Like our squad is well young. I'd like to see the stats of how young our squad is, average aged compared to other teams. You know, because I'm guessing would be up there.
But I think Liverpool have got one of the highest starting ages, and they're going to win the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? So
just shows you shows experience, and obviously Salah's staying.
Yeah.
Van Dijk staying.
Yeah. And you have players there that know what it takes to, you know, be in a title race.
Yeah, we need some older players.
But then you look at City though as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. They've started to go a bit younger now as well, started to rebuild.
Yeah, City have an aging squad that definitely does need a rebuild, but you know, I'm quite enjoying seeing their situation. I know we can't really talk, but there could be a situation where City miss out on Champions League football and United could be in the Champions League next year. Because if we win the Europa League, we'd be in the Champions League, and City are, you know, they're in and around it, but they're not nailed on. Like,
though, if they go further now, Arsenal, and we win it, don't we get another space in the Champions League? Yeah.
So that would be what? 6 teams from the Premier League?
5, wouldn't it?
No, because the top 5 are going to get it anyway.
Yeah.
Why is that happening, by the way? Why is the top 5?
Because English teams have been successful in Europe, so you get
been granted another.
You get another place because we've got quite a few.
Is that every year from now on, the top 5 get into the Champions
Well, not
League?
every year. It depends on how well the English teams do in European competitions. So, if like quite a few English teams get through to the later stages of the Champions League, later stages of the Europa League, you get granted another spot. Obviously, Spurs and United are in the semi-finals of the Europa League. You've got Arsenal, Villa got quite far. Getting through in the Champions League, so you get granted another spot, which is where we're at now. That'd be madness,
because if we do get past the semi-final, more than likely it'd be Tottenham, wouldn't it, in the final?
Yeah.
London clubs are going to hate us if we let them win. You know, we will never live that down.
If we didn't beat Spurs in the final, I'd be so embarrassed.
Yeah.
Where are they in the league?
They were. Thing is, they scare me because they've beat us 3 times this season, even though they're rubbish.
Yeah.
But they seem to have our number a little bit, Spurs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're scary on counter though, I think. I think the quality.
They've got attacking threat, that's what worries me. They actually do have attacking threat. Spurs are doing terrible in the Premier League. Let me just double check where they are, but they're in a similar position to us. I know that. They are 15th, so 1 point behind us.
Imagine that being the Europa League final. Like, that just shows how much better the Premier League is than all these other leagues when you've got 14th and 15th in the Premier League as the Europa League final.
I know.
Just shows how bad these other leagues must actually be.
And plus, United are the only team in European...
History.
No, not history. In the Europa League right now and Champions League that are unbeaten. No other team have done that. Everyone's been beaten. We're unbeaten.
It's crazy that, isn't it? And then in the Prem, we're absolute...
Liam Merrigan says 90 million from Europa. Who we buy first and what position? I don't know how that money is distributed exactly, but if you're telling me if I had 90 million, how I would spend it on my forward players, to be honest with you, You'd
go for Cunha, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I wouldn't just get him. I need a striker as well.
Yeah.
But I think we'll have more than 90 million to spend. I think it's really important that we go for a good striker and a good number 10 this transfer window. A keeper as well would be up there, to be honest with you. So, the spine of the team needs fixing.
Yeah.
And I think that's... But we need to be able to score goals. So striker and number 10 would be the first ones up there.
Yeah, I agree.
As much as I like Cunha, I also really like Mbeumo as well.
I don't even know what that is, to be honest.
Mbeumo from Brentford.
Oh, right, yeah. I thought you were saying about that guy from PSG. I know.
I was going to say, Mbeumo is just... Mbeumo's different levels.
Yeah, he's class. He's smashing it, to be fair. He's a striker, isn't he?
He's kind of a right winger.
Him and Wissa, every time I watch Brentford, they just seem to score every single game.
Yeah, he's top draw. I want him. What I would like is Mbeumo and Cunha as like our 2 10s, but I think that's too much to ask. Yeah. We're not made of money, but we need proper Premier League level forwards that are going to elevate this team, and our forward line needs that.
I don't think it's just that though. It's like Roy Keane, but characters. Yeah. We need characters. Like we need people that are like Scott McTominay. Yeah, like you got a bit of stick, but just that passion. Do you know what I mean? That hunger, that drive.
I don't think we should get rid of him.
Because the thing is, right? If you think about it now, how scary is the fact if Bruno was to leave now? Who have we got leading that team? No. That passion, that energy. Who have we got? You know what I mean? We need characters, not just like, oh yeah, he scores a lot of goals, or yeah, he's good at passing, or he's got good assist, or you know what I mean? Just numbers. We need actual.
Need guy.
Yeah, we need like people that are passionate. You know what I mean? Like, look, if you look at Leicester when they won the league, like they didn't have the most amazing players. Do you know what I mean? But they just had that unity, that passion. You know what I mean? And that's something that we're lacking a little bit at the minute, innit? Like, obviously Bruno gives us that every single week. We need players like that too. Yeah. It's not just about numbers. It's about the character of the player.
100%, and that's why, like, I think when you're bringing in players, and this is something that Amarim will be looking at, is you need to look at their personalities, which is exactly what you said. You look at, I know, I talk about this, and I know I'm living in dreamland. I think you could only be able to get one of Cunha or Mbeumo. I don't think you'd be able to get both. But if you could, you've got 2 players there that give everything on the pitch. You know that because you've seen it week in, week out in the Premier League. Can score goals in the Premier League. Have that passion. It's like just looking at the odds of how likely a signing is to be successful, and it's so likely that them two would be successful, and United can't afford to bring players in and they flop, which we have done in the past quite a lot. So that's what I'd be looking at when I'm getting players in. I mean, just looking back at that super chat, so they said striker. We all said we kind of want an Osman or a Gyökeres, whether we'd get that. Right wing back, I think we were saying about Frimpong. Quite a few people in the chat said Hakimi in Dreamland. Yeah. Hakimi's fantastic. He won't move from
right back in. If you're on FIFA, you're going straight for Hakimi.
Yeah, wouldn't move from PSG to United. Yeah. Centre back, I don't think we'll go for a centre back, to be honest. No. We've got quite a few coming through, haven't we?
Yeah.
Why do you think we need one?
I know, not that I think that we need one. It's just
it's not a priority.
It's not a priority, but obviously Evans has looked like he's going to go, but I don't know what's going on with Maguire. I keep hearing different things. I keep hearing that we're actually going to be open to offers for him as well. It's like,
I think he'll stay for another year.
I hope he does, because then we've got obviously Maguire, we've got Dalot, we've got Martinez, we've got Euro, so we look pretty decent. And then we've obviously got Maguire, who can play in that back three as well.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if would not be surprised at all if clubs come knocking for Maguire though this summer.
Yeah. We've got Heaven as well. Don't forget, he's coming back. He look quality.
Lindelof is going to go. Evans is going to go. You got to remember that as well.
Is Lindelof
as well?
Oh, that he's going.
Will be leaving on a free. His contract runs out in June. We're not offering him a new one. Yeah. So yeah, he'll be going.
Unless he just wants to stay and play for like free.
Yeah.
That's all right. I'll stay.
He'll be off. He'll be off. Eriksen will be off. And look, centre mid's a tough one. Again, it's just. The question mark is, are you going to play Bruno in the deep role? You're going to play him further forward, and then you've got to look at what profile you're going to go for. That's a tough one. Centre mid's like the toughest one I have to like kind of scout and nail down.
I think whoever it is, we need to get him from the Premier League. I think we need to start buying more people from the Premier League. When was the last time we bought a player? Mason Mount.
Mason Mount.
Apart from that, we're not really buying anyone from the Premier League, are we?
Can you think of one?
This is what I was talking about on a show the other day. We bought Mount in recent years, but obviously he's injury prone, which has been frustrating. And then we brought in Eriksen from Brentford, but that was...
Yeah, that was for free, right?
Yeah, it was for free. Tom Heaton. Can't really think, to be honest with you, of anyone apart from that. And I think United fans got a little bit burnt because we overpaid for Maguire and we overpaid for Wan-Bissaka, and I think they got burnt from going for Premier League signings. But if you just look at how, like... You look at the fact, Rafinha, I know we're probably never going to get Rafinha because he played for Leeds. Yeah. And obviously, Leeds, doesn't go gel well with United, does it? But, like, Rafinha went to Barca, he's now up for Ballon d'Or, right? Yeah. We went for I think at the time, Sancho. Yeah. Everyone thought it was going to be good, but Rafinha's like 10 times the player Sancho is. Yeah. You look at, Elise from... Crystal Palace went to Bayern Munich, smashing it. We brought in Anthony for what, like 80-odd million. Just,
I think that's probably the worst United signing ever.
Even you look at how much we paid for Hojlund, like 72 million. Yeah. There's players strikers in the Premier League that are way better that you'd be able to get for cheaper than that.
It's like we were saying about signing players from the Premier League, and we said, Maguire, he's still here now, he's still playing, and we're all singing his praises now. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Wan-Bissaka, I didn't think he was that bad. Do you know what I mean? Like, compared to a lot of other signings. Yeah.
I like Wan-Bissaka, I really liked him.
Yeah.
But
it's not United level though, is it?
Yeah, he wouldn't suit this system even now. There's no way that he'd suit this system anyway.
You've not heard anything from him at West Ham though, have you? It's not like he's gone to West Ham and...
He's done all right for West Ham, but look where West Ham are in the league, they're 16th. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it's like...
Yeah, we're well further ahead than them.
We're big 14th over here.
Smashing it!
Yeah. TCK says Hojlund is barely 2 years older than Fredrickson, which really puts into perspective how we need to be way more patient with him. I think the thing is what's kind of done Hojlund in is the fact that we bought him for 72.5 million. Yeah, that's the issue. It's not his fault. And then give him the number 9 and then asked him to be number 1 striker. Yeah. Like, it should have been Kane and Hojlund.
Yeah.
He should have been max 30 million, max. Yeah. It's like, I was talking about this the other day on the show. Euro came in, right, 19. But he comes in and he doesn't have to play straight away because you have Maguire. I know Martinez injured, but you had Martinez. You have Dalot. You have Mazraoui. You have experienced players there. Yeah. So he doesn't have to play every game. Whereas players like Dorgu, players like Hojlund, they near enough have to play because you've not got anybody else. Yeah, and then it's like, you're looking at them like, why are you not being able to do it for us every week? And it's like, well, the young players that are being asked to play way before that they're able to. Like, Hojlund's out of his depth, I think, big time. I don't even know if he'll be able to succeed if he was even like a bit part player. Because he's not really showed much. But at the same time, I think he'd have way more chance if he was learning under somebody with a bit of experience and he was given them like 20 minutes off the bench to build his confidence. But his confidence on the floor, clearly.
Yeah. I think he has shown glimpses though. Like, I think he has. Like,
I think he's got worse, so that's the issue.
Yeah.
Like, he looks worse than when he first came in.
Yeah. It's like I'm saying, it was all about he's not getting the service. Now it's all eyes are on him. Now it's like, come on, bro. Like, you need to start putting some goals away. You know what I mean?
You have chatting saying Rashford and Sancho still walk into this team. What do you think on that?
Probably
they would now.
Yeah. They probably do.
Yeah, like.
And obviously, at certain points as well. Don't get me wrong. I'm not being negative about Garnacho. I think he just needs to go back to the drawing board and decision making. I think Amorim right now would love to just drop some of these players, not to teach them a lesson, just to get them out the team a little bit, get them out the limelight, like he did with Onana. Do you know what I mean? That was a shout, that, taking him out the limelight.
It was really good management.
Yeah. So things like that, you know what I mean? Just take him out the limelight a little bit. Like even like Garnacho, they took him out the team with Rashford that time. Do you know what I mean? We can't afford to do that now. Do you know what I mean? We can't afford to keep these players out.
I think every big decision that Amorim's had to make has worked. Apart from, I mean, it wasn't a massive decision. I still am annoyed he started Xerxes against Newcastle because I knew he shouldn't have done it. And I think, obviously I know players can get injured at any time, but I think he's learned his lesson a little bit from that. Like Bruno's bench today, big player for Manchester United, because you just can't afford any big game players to get injured.
But then, if you look at it though, like people in the media and that saying every game should matter. With Man United, every game should matter. So who else is he going to play?
I know, but...
Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously he made a little bit of a mistake, but who else is he going to play? He needs to put a strong side out.
You had Cheeto and Hojlund.
Yeah.
I would have rather played Hojlund in head, just because I think Xerxes needed to be safe for Europa League, which is our most important competition.
Yeah.
But you're just going backwards there, aren't you? So it's no point moaning about it now, it's happened. Caleb Calamity says, we keep forgetting about the new signing to officially start the summer, Koné and Diego Lyon. It's definitely crucial to get some experience up front. Black Wolf says, Beth, did I read this right? Uncle Johnny is on the bench. Yeah, Johnny Evans is back. I forgot he even played for us, to be honest with you.
Even a human man who existed.
Hey, do you not remember that ball though, mate? I always remember that ball.
The one over the top to Bruno?
The volley, mate.
Yeah, Bruno, what a goal against Burnley.
Yeah.
Class. Honestly, class. Johnny Evans has had some decent performances for us, but I think he's just...
How old is he now? About 50?
I think... Oh, don't be horrible. He's 45.
Is it? Right. I don't know. My grandma seen him at bingo the other night, apparently.
No, honestly, bless Johnny Evans. He'll go in the summer, but he had some decent games for us, didn't he?
Yeah, and he's won the Premier League with Leicester as well.
Yeah. Got experience. He's got experience, hasn't he? I don't want to go too hard on Johnny Evans because he's stood up in times when not many players have.
Yeah, Maguire and Evans.
I don't think it was, mate.
No, I'm thinking of someone else. Yeah, never mind. Think about that.
Yeah, Maguire didn't win the Premier with Leicester.
He just said Maguire and Evans.
No, I was thinking about Evans. No, never mind. Just ignore me.
Sleep,
I'll see you later. I'll speak to you in a bit.
Yeah. Big one before we wrap up. Bruno isn't in the lineup today. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, Bruno isn't playing.
He's not even on the bench.
No,
he's on the bench.
Yeah, he's on the bench.
Yeah, he's on the bench.
But like, him not being in the 11, how do you think this is going to go? Do you think we're going to see a real difference without him in there?
Yeah, I think so.
Bold move from Amorim, that.
Yeah, I think he needs rest. He's played, well, like we've said before, he's a bit of a robot. Like he could probably just play every minute and still be fine for the next game. But I think we've got more to lose than to gain from keeping him on. If it was me and I was in charge, I would have dropped Bruno. It's not even like you're dropping him, even though you're resting him. There's a difference between dropping him and resting him. I think it's the right move, to be fair.
Yeah, 100%. But like you said, though, it's where's that passion coming from? You know what I mean? Who's going to lead that team? Because Maguire, obviously, he's a good captain, but
and you've just got to think as well. I know this result doesn't really matter, but there's players out there like Fredrickson, Armas, like. You don't want us to get battered. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to get battered. Like you still want to put on a decent performance.
Have they got anything to play for, Wolves? Are they fighting relegation? Or?
Yeah, but like they're not going to go down. Like Ipswich aren't going to make up the points.
Yeah.
But they're going to be hungry to. Everyone's hungry to come to Old Trafford and get results.
Yeah.
Like I said, there'll be players there that will want to put themselves.
In
a position to get noticed as well against United, which you can do. I mean, I'm just reading this stat here, which is crazy, by the way. McTominay has scored more goals than any other United player this season and has scored the most goals as a midfielder in Napoli history, just taking over Hamsik.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know why we got rid of him, to be honest.
Were you in the camp of keep him?
Yeah, I was,
Yeah, I was as well,
But it's not about leaders and passion, and
that's what.
And he was scoring goals. It's like behind your head, there's McTominay on there, and it's I'm looking at it thinking, why did we get rid of him? How much did we get for him?
Money. I think we got 30 mil, but we needed the money for FFP, I think.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, pure profit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have kept him, definitely. He'd get in the team now, wouldn't he, realistically?
Yeah.
Like, He would be in the team.
He'd be a good squad player, but that's what I mean.
I think he wanted to play like first team every week, and that's what he's doing with Napoli. And I'm glad
I bet he'll get a big move as well, though. In a few years, I bet we'll see him at another big club. I think he's a sick player, mate. To be fair.
Are you worried about the Wolves? Like one of the teams below us, like I said, they can go level on points with us today if they win. Are you worried about him? Are you confident United can get the win? Do you see this as kind of just waving the white flag? Do you think we'd be lucky to get a draw? How are you feeling like the result of this game?
They'll have their A team out, won't we? And we've got our B team out, and there's not really much. We should beat them, though. Of course, we should beat them, but it wouldn't surprise me if we got beat today.
What are your thoughts? Do you think we will get beat? Like what?
Predictions?
What your prediction?
I don't know. I think it'll be pretty boring, to be honest.
Do you think?
I think so. Yeah. I think it'll be like 1-1. That's my prediction.
I think it'll be the opposite. I don't think it'll be boring. I think the fans will play a massive part tonight. Everyone's buzzing. You know what I mean? You could see everyone out there straight away when we was coming in. Queuing up for the Weatherspoons at about 9 in the morning. Everyone's buzzing, and they're going to get behind these kids. Do you know what I mean? And I think there'll be a lot of energy there because we're resting a lot of players. And I think there'll be some goals. I actually do.
What's your prediction?
I think it'll be. I reckon it'll be 3-2 United.
3-2 United. Yeah. It was scoring 3 goals. Fairs. I want what you're.
Yeah.
I want what you're on.
What's your prediction?
I'm going. Before I saw the team, I was going with 2-1 United.
Yeah.
Now I've seen the team, I might go with 2-2.
2-2, yeah.
2-2 draw.
Yeah.
I think Wolves will score against us, but I think we can score some goals. Like I was so critical of the fact we've not been able to score, and I still think our goal scoring is an issue. Yeah. But like I said, I think when the fans are behind you at Old Trafford, which I think they will be today, like you said, it's near enough like what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said that time. It's like a suction. Like the fans like kind of suck the ball into the back of the net a little bit.
Yeah, and don't forget, we've got Eriksen up front. Like he can play people in, Yeah. Like he can. He's got a good vision on him. So I think an assist from Eriksen today, at least one.
Yeah.
Less pressure as well.
Yeah.
When there's less pressure, you have more freedom to kind of go out and express yourself.
Yeah.
Which I think some of the players will do. Will take the opportunity today.
Yeah.
I also think players like Bruno will come on for like maybe even 10, 20 minutes. When you're coming on fresh against maybe a tired defence, you can make even bigger of an impact. So you could see some substitutes making an impact. Mason Mount as well on the bench there. He could come on, make an impact.
Yeah.
Cheeto will probably come on and get quite a bit of minutes. Wouldn't even be surprised if he got a full half.
Yeah.
Mainoo's like quality players are starting. Mainoo's starting. As much as Eriksen is kind of, let's be honest, physically he's done.
Yeah.
He's still got that ability with the ball at his feet. You don't lose that. So you have got some quality out there.
Yeah. I think we'll be all right.
Are you excited to see what Dalot can do on the right hand side today? Because he's playing right instead of left.
Not really. I think he's keeping his position. You know what I mean? But then you've got Amas though. Yeah. But apparently, when we brought him, he could do both in it. So I am quite excited. I think Dalot will come on for a little bit though as well. I think he'll probably get took off at 60, 65 maybe. But then you've got to think about Amas though as well. They'll probably bring him off at some point.
Is the next game the semi-final?
No, it's Bournemouth next.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
We've got one more game before that. So it's coming around very, very quickly. United have Wolves today. We have Bournemouth a week today, away from home on the South Coast, 2 o'clock kickoff. And then you've got the Athletic Club away on the 1st of May. So that's it. We've got one more game before that, and Bournemouth away will be tough.
Yeah.
Bournemouth haven't been doing as well as they were, but they're still, obviously, they're a better team than us, can't lie.
Yeah.
Defensively solid. They're, South Coast.
It's who you rest then as well.
Yeah, I know.
It's just you need to rest these players, but
I think in the Bournemouth game, maybe you put a few more of the starters in just to kind of get that momentum going into the Thursday game. Yeah. I would say.
You're just scared of injury again, though. I mean, especially Hojlund. Especially Hojlund.
You are, but the thing is with today, we've just come off the back of a 120-minute relentless game against Lyon on Thursday, where we've been playing 2 games a week quite regularly. I get why players need resting today. We have got a full week between now and Bournemouth, rest and recovery, and then Bournemouth will be a 90-minute game, and then you want to build a bit of momentum going into that Bilbao game.
There's only 3 days there, though, isn't there, between Bournemouth and the semis?
There is, but there's more rest and recovery in between. I don't know, it'll be tough. He'll be tough. But you also have a situation where it's difficult because, like, we've got a week now. You want to rest players, you want to keep them fresh and fit, but also sometimes we've seen in international breaks, you know, United will come back and they look rusty if they've not played for a while. So you want to keep them fresh as well. So it's something that Amorim is going to have to juggle. Yeah, going to have to juggle. And I wonder if anyone today will make a claim to like kind of be like, consider me for the Europa League. Yeah, the most important games.
I'm intrigued to find out what's going on with Shaw, you know, because if he's left out that Bournemouth squad, then it's like, right.
He's still resting, isn't he?
He's picked up another injury already. Yeah. But obviously he was only supposed to play.
Apparently he's just being rested.
Yeah, but obviously he was only supposed to play half an hour. He did play 70 minutes, do you know what I mean?
I think my player to watch today is definitely Armas, because I do think if he does well, he can compete to get in there. And I hope Mount off the bench does something as well. It's concerning me he's still not starting. It's like fitness-wise. We need him to get his fitness up, but we'll see. But look, Mark is live now. We're going to head over to the game. Thank you so much for coming on, guys. No really do appreciate it. We'll see you soon. Thank you everyone for watching as well. All the super chats. Make sure you hit a like on the video if you haven't already. Go and support the team today. We will be in full voice at Old Trafford. Tyler Fredrickson, huge game for him. Let's get behind him. Armas as well. Some younger players you probably expect to see coming on off the bench. Let's get behind these players and let's enjoy the game. Europa League is our focus. You're still Man United. You want to win every game that comes to you. Go and join Goldbridge on the watch along and we always say something for them to go and infiltrate the chat with. Go and infiltrate the chat with. What should they infiltrate the chat with? Go and infiltrate the chat with. Come on, Fredrickson. Right. Come on, Fredrickson. That's the one that will go say like, what are they going to go over to the Goldbridge chat and let them know. Come on, Fredrickson, because obviously young player getting his first start today. Thank you for watching, everyone, and we will see you on the next one.